All right, let's start a guard investigation. Let's see if we got any corrupt guards around here. So we got 139 guards to investigate. And it doesn't happen right away. I'm still kind of not quite understanding how we go about detecting things. I can only assume that it's about like monitoring the cameras to see if any guards are taking bribes or something. But it takes a while for it to start. And then once it starts, it just kind of goes continuously, but it just takes a bit. So we're going to go ahead and just let this run a little bit longer. And so far, so good. We found one. Let's come right down here. Yep, we got this guard here. You completed all your programs too. So lame. Okay, so we're going to get $500 for that guard being fired. Oh, we got another one right here. Hang on. Yep. You, Redfield. Goodbye. So 2 corrupt guards. It's like we have 2 corrupt guards. That's it. Okay. 2 is not a bad number. We can deal with that. And yeah, so in between videos here, what I've done is I've taken and added some doors. I've got this door here, and this door here. These are mostly, I think, temporary. I probably won't keep these around too awful long. Once we get like maximum moved over, then, you know, that's when we'll, you know, turn those up. But right now we have capacity in maximum for 38 inmates, and we currently have 31 maximum prisoners. We have capacity in medium for 152. Now, these 2 numbers are kind of important because I have this here is supposed to be all medium, okay? And I've clearly miscounted how many cells. At least I think I've miscounted. We're gonna double check that right now. So right now, with the facilities built, if you add the capacity of medium and maximum together, they should equal 200. Because every cell that's here is supposed to eventually be medium, and then that's the capacity. It's 200, right? Well, if you add these numbers together, you get 190. So there's clearly 10 spaces that are not cells yet, is what I'm getting at here. And so I've got these 3. That's, you know, that's a little bit. And I think these here are supposed to be medium too. I don't think so. I really don't think they're supposed to be. No. So I don't know if it's counting these. I think it's probably not counting these. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm short 2 cells. And that's what this right here is, I think. So instead of this being a walkway, these are supposed to be cells. Okay. Figured it out. I had to walk myself through it because I wasn't sure either. So we're going to go to custom build here real quick. And let's grab this. Let's grab it with the door too. It's fine. And then we'll go like that. And then we'll grab this. Let's maybe go, yeah, like this with the wall too, and go like that. Now that puts the toilet on the very edge, right? There's not a lot of space here. They don't have to dig very far to get out, right? So this is going to be a place where we definitely want dogs patrolling this. So we're going to set up a dog patrol for sure here, right here. And it's going to go all along this, but I think we're going to need extra dogs in that area. So I don't really need these down here yet. Yeah, we can just leave them, actually leave them up here like this for now. All right, so we're just going to kind of have dogs going around the outside here to see if they can detect tunnels that are leaving this area, right? That's where it's all about. And I'm thinking we're going to go like this. I'll leave a little space right there, and actually this can go because it's not outside anymore, right? So we can do that. Yeah, it looks like I left a space away from the wall. I don't think there's a reason to do that, so I'm just going to leave it the way this is. And then we're going to assign 2 dog handlers to this route so that they can hopefully sniff out any tunnels that might be happening here. But then blue patrol, I'm going to go on the outside as well and have a second blue patrol just right here. And we're going to put a dog there too. So if they are going this direction, we're going to detect it there, okay? And I suspect they probably will be. Well, maybe not. I mean, if you think about it, if they can tunnel this way, they can get out right here. So I actually probably should take this money and I should take this money that I have right now and just extend this perimeter wall, maybe out to, we'll spend another 10 grand on it or so. So get that perimeter wall expanded even more out there, just to try to stop them from, you know, tunneling, because this is very close, right? And then there's this little bit here, which I could just delete this extra wall bit. I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with it. When I look at the deployment screen, it's actually showing as being part of this outside part. I don't think it's a big deal, but it's just, it looks a little weird. I might do something with that. We'll see. But anyway, you can see in here, by placing these doors here, I've separated this. And so now there are 38 cells in this area. All we need to get these to be cells now are some doors. So we're going to do the regular drill doors. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right through there. And then, you know, that's going to make these cells. And then we want these to be cells too, of course. And there's already, yeah, there's a little bit difference here, right? Like the toilets are on the opposite side over here. So these are a little bit different. So the cells, I think we'll just make them mirrored. I guess we'll just do the opposite. So we'll go like that with these. The toilets and everything are already hooked up. Everything's fine. Yes. Okay. So with that added, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you add 10 to the medium and maximum capacity add, that gets you 200. So there we go. That'll be 200 capacity for medium, and then everything else from there will be, this is where maximum will live eventually down here. And I probably want to kind of, I feel like I want to start moving them down here just to have that, just to have them totally separate. But I am also kind of looking at this thinking like, how are they getting to the canteen and the path that they take to the canteen? I think I might, for maximum security, I think what I'll probably want to do is to evaluate their regime because of the distance they have to travel to get to the canteen. I might want to evaluate their regime to have 2 meal times for them, just longer. You know what I mean? So that if it takes them 40 minutes to get here, they're not stuck with only an hour to eat, right? They get to eat a little bit longer. And then also, can I just dismantle? I mean, it'll make the gangs angry, right? But I just want to dismantle these tables so they don't own them anymore. It'll just make them very mad. To evict them from their tables, move or dismantle them, though this will cause them to become angry. How many gang members do we actually have in the prison right now? That's not bad. Yeah. We have no officers in any gang, and these guys are causing the most problems. Interestingly enough, the violent ones have only 33 misconduct. Okay. I think today, and by today I mean in-game today, I think today is the day we get a person to finally leave their gang and we get this gang welfare grant. And then I'm hoping that, you know, at some point here, this 3 strikes program will get passed. And then we'll have just a whole bunch of money to begin expanding. And then I can take and maybe get this part maybe out to here. Well, maybe we'll go this far, you know, and build this out so that I can start having these cells put in for maximum. I think it might be better for me, though, to build this part out for medium or for minimum, because we only have 100 capacity with minimum right here. So I think we're going to have another 40 or so cells right in here. And then the rest of them, like 50 or 60, are going to be over in this area so that they can work in these facilities, maybe the shop and stuff. I want them to be able to work in these things. And so, you know, expanding ourselves out, once we get these grants done, that's what I'm waiting on to get this whole area built out. All right, so I took a second to kind of draw out my floor plan here for the cells that'll be in this expansion. It doesn't actually just go to this wall. This wall is just what's already built. It goes out to the planning lines that were for the other wing. And so I went ahead and planned it all the way out to where it is and maybe adjusted this line at one end because there's no reason to make it go extra. And it ends up with 45 cells. So we have 45 additional cells going in over here. So a total of 145 when this block is done, which means I need 55 cells over here to get to my 100 capacity. And one of the other things I wanted to look at is prisoner flow out of this, because prisoners are going to be flowing through this big hallways through here, multiple metal detectors all the way over, lots of guards all the way on their path to the canteen. And the hope was that by spreading this out and making it not really close, because some of you might think you're going to want the canteen to be very close to them, so they don't have to walk as far. And in general, that's good practice. Have the things they're going to be interacting with be closer to them. But for really violent inmates, what this does in spreading them, what this does is spread them out, right? It makes them walk in straight lines, and it spreads out their arrival. So they don't end up with this giant blob at the door. They end up coming in, 3x3, 4x4, whatever, but they disperse to get their food and stuff and sit down, and there's still people coming in instead of everybody being in a big clump. And so that's what I'm kind of testing out with this build as well, is sort of like, is it better to have the canteen? Because I could easily just make this right here a canteen. It wouldn't be very big for these guys, but there's space here to adjust everything and kind of deviate from the plan here and make this a canteen. This whole thing right here, for example, I could move this room, get rid of the fight club, make this a canteen. Okay, and then my kitchen staff would have to walk all the way over here to provide the meals, but they would be doing so well before the meal time. So like all the food would be out and ready, right? But I want to just restrict it to just having these two separated canteens right now. And the idea is, even when they leave, they're very spread out. They're not super close together. And I think that will hopefully limit the amount of interactions they have. Not to mention, when you get them all into this area, not only are we having them go great distances to get where they're going, but we're also going to have an entrance here eventually and an entrance here. And because of how they're spread out and where they're going, like half of them are going to end up going this way to get in. And then half of them will end up going through here to get in. And so we'll be spreading them out even more, trying to get them to where they're not in one big, ball of violence. Big violent death ball of inmates. And I'm hoping that actually works out. I don't know if it will. Why don't I go ahead? I have a little bit of money. I don't know if I have enough, but I think I have a little bit of money here. Enough to maybe get this. This is 5,000. So if I was to go ahead and do that, and then also just this little extra bit right there. And then we can always do the rest of it later too, I suppose. But, well, why don't I just go all the way up? Because this is going to eventually be foundation anyway. So we'll just extend this out. That's okay. And then what we're hoping for here is to start building this out as soon as this grant is done. I don't know when that grant will be done, but I'm hoping it's today, right? We're out about 7 a.m. now. Programs are going to start kicking in here pretty soon. It's only a matter of time, man. Now, we have a lot of capacity for medium inmates as well. Let's go ahead and approve this guy. And you guys can be approved as well. We have room for additional medium sec, like a lot of a medium sec, right? So what I'm thinking is, if we go to total prisoners, and let's close these two. We'll only focus on the medium sec right now. And I'm going to have us bump this up like substantially. We're going to say like 60 more prisoners. I don't want to go super crazy, but 60 more is something we can actually handle. That fills us up 2/3 of our medium capacity. That's a lot more prisoners to deal with. Potentially more people to come into protective custody, potentially more gang members, etc. But it also is more workers in the workshop, more people to clean, more people to feed, yes, but our feeding prisoners is actually quite cheap for us right now. And I'm keeping them well fed while it being cheap. Let's take a look at finances really quick. Can I see, maybe it's in policy, isn't it? It's ingredients. Yeah, so ingredients per day, imported ingredient cost is $57.47. Okay, and then the crop cost is 1,900. So effectively, we're still like half and half here on this. I think it might be because I'm exporting them as well. But right now my cost to feed each prisoner is $8 a meal. for each prisoner. So the estimated price is $54.79 right now. And it's dropping now. So it's $53.78 now. So it's kind of going back and forth there. But this is with high on quality and variety. And in addition to high quality and variety, it's also with 3 meal periods. Albeit lunch is short, but it's with 3 meal periods as well. And I like how all that's laid out so far in the regime. Hello. Ex-gang member, extremely volatile. I couldn't throw you in here. If you're going to give me the targeting symbol, I'll throw you in here, but I do have to watch that because, you know, I do get people released as well. So there's additional capacity in protective again. And then I think I'll bring them in. When do I want to bring them in? Tomorrow? Not today, right? It's in the middle of the day. Everybody's doing things. I don't think I want my guards processing 60 new people in the middle of the day. So why don't we bring them in at like 2 o'clock? We can get them all processed right before. I think I could probably process that many. If we bring them in at 2, then they'll actually get processed and moved to cells by 5 or so. And that's about when we would expect them to wake up and start getting about their day. So we can get them integrated into the prison right before the first meal time. That's probably a bit better for us to do. And I still don't see my dogs doing things. Oh no, we had a death. No. What happened? Where is it? Oh, Hancock. Hancock, you dick. Come on, man. What a douche. Man, that's an incident. We had 40 something days. I think it was almost 45 days. Where is it? Finances. We went 45.1 days without an incident. That's crazy. That's all we got, though. That's all we get. So now, this is going to start over at 0. And we're not going to get our bonus. At the turn of the night now, we're not going to get our bonus. So lame. 45 days without a single death. That was pretty good. And this is a parole lawyer, too. It's not even my staff. So it won't affect staff morale, thankfully. Because we've only had 3 people die on duty so far, but that number's going to go up. Like, we're going to have to start paying guards more and everything too. And that's another thing to consider, is that, you know, as we start getting more people in here, we're going to have our costs are going to go up too. So I have to be aware of that. And I just fired 2. I fired 2 guards that were corrupt, but I didn't replace them. So I feel like I probably should replace them. Give them time to... Yeah, I probably want to replace them just to give them time to train. Get up there. There's other courses to take every day and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Currently, we've got a lot of guards idle at the moment on break and everything, so maybe it'll be all right. And let's also go into our needs here. And our breaks policy is only 50-50 right now, and it doesn't seem to be all that big of a deal. I am seeing clothing is up. Luxuries, literature, spirituality, all these things are kind of up right now. So I might need to do a little bit better job on covering, I think laundry, first and foremost, would be a big thing. Let's take a look really quick at our prison labor setup. And we've got like a lot of jobs available in here, but not a lot of people working it. You know, they're kind of all over the place. Where there's a good mix, but there's not a lot of workers actually in. Like, you see this? There's not a lot going on here. So I'm going to take my staff here, I think. Let's have our janitors. Make sure there's a janitor doing all the laundry as much as we can here. We'll put 3 in there on that one. Yeah, we got 3 on that one. Let's make sure that we're doing what we can do here. What's possible. And then I don't know if I'm going to need more of them, but I'm going to grab and add a couple more laundry baskets in here just to kind of give them a bit more capability. That one's actually pretty good. So is this one. They're not really washing a lot of clothes, are they? 3 washing machines on that one, 3 on this one, and 3 on this one. Is that enough? 9 washing machines. And then we got this area too. There's 4 washing machines here. Lots of baskets. I think I might... Oh, I can't move a basket? Interesting. You have to dismantle it. Huh. I'll dismantle one of them. I think I might move some of those baskets over here because they're not using them, and these guys don't have hardly any. So, yeah, they pick them up and they move them almost immediately down here. So I'll have to look at that. We have 36,000. What happened? Did I get the grant? Did that happen? It did. Yes. So that is the gang reforming gang grant. That's done now. Uh-oh. So we just need them to pass the 3 strikes program, but I might want to adjust the schedule a little bit to make that more likely. Weather happening. We're going to have another a weak storm and then a thunderstorm. So we're going to have another thunderstorm. It's still autumn. It's actually not winter. It snowed it had a day of snow, but it's not winter yet. Which means I have more time to winterize the place, right? So I have a lot of these pipes are already winterized. And I've been working on that. If I take these small pipes through here, all of this stuff looks like it's done pretty much. Yep. I will need other ones, like these ones can get done. I don't really care too much about these ones, but it's not that much cost, so whatever. And I think we might as well just kind of just do them all, right? Yeah, something like that. So pretty much all of the water pipes appear to be winterized. I don't have a whole lot left to go. I guess we could maybe get these going too. I suppose those used to be temporary, but I actually see people using them for dishes and stuff. So I'm going to leave them alone. And that's kind of it. Now for the hot water pipes, I think these are much more likely to need done. There's a lot more to do on the hot water side of things. So I can go ahead and maybe start this little area. There we go. Just kind of get those jobs going. Like that. Yep. Oh, this is already done. Nice. Okay, so I did the stupid thing again, and I wasn't recording, but I wanted to show you this. So Paul Blake he had, at least while the program was going on, he had his success chance basically in line with his attendance. So if the pattern continued, he'd have almost 100% chance to succeed in this program. But I think there's something bugged with this program because after the class is over, it seems like everybody basically is at 0% again. I think that's why people aren't passing the program. It seems like they have a really good chance of success, and then they just all of a sudden it's at 0. So I don't know. I'm hoping maybe we get lucky with RNG because it'll build up while they're in class, and then maybe they'll have like a 10% or whatever, or 15% when they pass it, or when they get to the end of it, and then maybe we'll get lucky and one of them will pass. But I don't know, man. It's not working out real well with that program. In any case, it doesn't matter that much because we now only have 2 grants left anyway, so I don't have to worry about me logging out and having one of them have to be refreshed. I still have the overproduction though, and it would be nice to have this every single time. We have money, okay? 39,000. We got some cash. I think we talk about death row now. I think death row is a good thing to talk about right now. So I'm gonna put the electric chair right here. You can kind of see how it's outlined. And then our witness chairs are gonna be over here. I'm only gonna put 8. I don't think you need more than 8. If I do, I guess I can add another row, but I don't think I'll need it. And I don't really know if it's metal flooring seems kind of strange to put underneath this, but we'll put like a special floor underneath this and everything to kind of, maybe we'll have something like this. I think maybe it could look interesting. It may look terrible, but we'll see. We'll kind of do something like this, and it will kind of have like this sort of cautionary floor underneath it, and then we could put maybe, I don't know what else goes with this. I don't really have anything else that would go under this. Dark wood floor for everything else. Maybe. Like for the viewing area, we put like a dark wood floor. We'll see how that goes. It's probably not going to look great, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, anyway. So all that will be there like this, and then we'll take the concrete, and you can see where the walls are going to get built, right? We're going to want lights in here for sure. So we'll have a light, let's say here, and here, and then here and here. That's probably not the greatest spot for the lights. We could maybe do this differently. Let's have the lights be next to it here and then right here. That's fine. Okay, so lights in this room. Let's get electricity rigged into here too. Now, the executions happen, and this is going to be hooked up to that, but we want a switch, all right? And we don't need a switch, but I like to have a switch. So what I'm going to do is take this electric cable, run along here, and then I'm going to go like this. All right, that's going to hook up the electric chair to the power, and then we're going to have a power switch in the corner like so. All right, so this is going to be like our switch that they pull to, you know, to fry the guy, if you will. And yeah, now I don't think we have anybody we can intake right now. If I go to intake, there is nobody available for death row right now. So we don't have anything of that. We have 70 criminally insane. So we have the ability to take more of those if we want to as well. And you know what? I think that's not a bad idea. So let's take a few criminally insane as well. We'll bump this up a bit. There we go. So 65, 8 more. Let's say 15. We'll do something like this. So 12 more criminally insane, 67 medium security. Let's do it. I have 70. I have capacity for more. We'll do 22. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll bring this up. Maybe be about, let's say like that. 65 and 20. Seems good. So a total of 85 prisoners being intake in 8 hours. A lot of people coming in. And that's going to fund the expansion down here. So what is this expansion going to look like? Well, I haven't given it a lot of thought yet. But I do know that parole rooms are going to be necessary for these guys to get, you know, clemency and stuff in their sentence. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wall. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think 4x4, right? Or is it 5x5 for those rooms? Gosh, I forget now. Parole is 5x5. Of course it is. Okay, so 5x5 is not as space efficient, of course. We'll do what we have to do. So it has to be at least this big. Okay, well, might need to expand this out just a tad bit more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wall. So if I wanted to have 2, I'd have to have this expanded out this way. I think that's doable. We could just do that. That's fine. So building concrete, we expand this to at least here for now. Okay. We'll get that building too. That gives us 2 parole rooms that we can use. Maybe these guys get their sentences commuted and stuff, right? That's what we're looking for. Okay. From there, we want cells. I believe these guys have their food directly delivered to them. They're on permanent lockdown. So food gets delivered directly to their cells. All of the stuff that they need for entertaining themselves then needs to be in the cell. So, you know, maybe they have a television in their cell. Maybe they have a weight bench so they can get their exercise, right? All their basic needs are still there, but they are not granted the privileges of like going out and actually doing it unless they are granted clemency. So I'm thinking we have these 2 doors here into this area. I'm thinking maybe we take, I'll just mark, I'm just going to mark this as a line right here for me now. So this is what, 16 wide. Okay, so in other words, this is your halfway point right here. So if I go, let's say, if I make this here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is where that cell goes. It doesn't line up though, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wall. So it's not equal on both sides, but if I move both sides in by 1, then I could make these cells 2, 3, 4, 5 wall. So something, they're not the same size. Oh, they're 4. Okay, that's the problem. Okay. So something like that makes it easier. I want to be able to walk behind this, and there's going to be extra walk space now. I want to be able to walk behind this, but I also kind of wanted to be able to walk behind this too. So now I'm starting to think maybe what we should do instead is I move them back. I'm only going to have like, I'm starting out with 4, but you can see like I'll have room for at least like maybe 6 total. I don't need a lot. And I want to be able to walk behind each one. I want to be able to have them not be up against the wall, because I want dogs to be able to go all the way around it for tunnels. And they're also very close to the outside world here. And this isn't going to be indoors. So I don't want them to be able to tunnel and just get out straight through here, right? So I need them to have a little bit more resistance to digging. And so I think that's kind of where I'm going to be here. I'm going to have this, we can walk around it, and we can also walk around this one. Okay, so if that's the case, hello autosave. If that's the case, then this way, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we'll say wall, 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 wall. So this gives us 6 cells right away, right? That's pretty good. I don't know if they'll be able to utilize it, but we got this extra bit of space here, so if I do make a common room or something, I don't think they can utilize it. So it's kind of a waste, but you will see. And I have room in this space for an extra cell should I need one. So I'm kind of leaving that open. But this is where our cells are going to be for our death row. There's just essentially 6 cells with all the basic needs that they're going to have just right in them, okay? Okay, so electric chair is not built yet because the power is not built yet. We need to get that done, so hopefully they get on that. There we go. And how we got to be getting close to our intake here. These guys are going to start falling asleep here pretty quick. I was going to do a shakedown, but I'm thinking shakedown, if I'm going to do it, it needs to be done now in the minimum security because time's running out before intake. So let's go ahead and do that. Also want to make sure that my staff only room is completely cut. Yes. So this is also staff only in this area. Good. Okay. Just making sure that they can't go ahead and do anything. And then also I want to make sure that this whole area needs to be minimum. It's not shared. Good. Minimum. Good. This is shared. Yep. All the way through there. Shared. Good. No access is fine there. And I think we're solid on that. This is good. This is good. Everything is good here. Okay. Just making sure. All right. So they're going to eat in here because it's a staff only area because that's what they do. So we're going to say that this is a shared area. We're doing this shared so that they don't eat here. Because they come into staff only areas and they sit down in the chairs, and we don't want them to do that. So, I mean, as much as I think this is going to be a great show, no, I don't think so. I don't want that to be a thing. The lights don't work here. They kind of mess up my whole thing I got going on with the circular floor. And I'm actually not sure, but it looks to me like I'm going to have to redraw this. Yeah. So let's go and do that. And then for the lights instead, I think we'll just do wall lights here. You know what? We'll just go like this. I don't think we need these ones. Just wall lights on the sides here are fine. And then it looks like I'm going to need more on the dark wood flooring too. Somehow they just did not get the memo on this stuff. Yeah, okay. And then in here, we'll have doors. And I think it's all it's like solid. You know, we want these to be really, really tough doors. This door needs to be switched so it opens the other direction. And then all of these need to be connected to our remote door systems. So connect there. And I think I had a couple of other ones that I needed to connect to here. Yeah, all of these temporary doors, they still need connected so they can open. Do the same thing with this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, excellent. All right, 2 hours from now, we're bringing people in. I think we'll go ahead and stop that. And let's do a real quick shakedown of medium security since we're bringing a lot of people into that. We'll do a real quick shakedown of that, and then honestly don't think we can afford to do a full one. I probably have to stop it early. It takes a bit for the buses to get in there, though, so we don't have to do it right away. But I do want staff to have enough time to get a break, you know, get a quick snack, things like that. So doing a half a shakedown is acceptable to me. I'm fine with that. We found half the stuff. It's okay. Okay. So staff can go off and do what you're going to do. And we're ready to go with all sorts of uniforms and stuff down in here. We have a storm happening. It's the perfect time. Is this like an omen? Storm coming in right as we are bringing in all these prisoners? I don't know. Maybe. This says it wants an entrance. All right, we'll make an entrance. There you go. That'll do it. That'll take care of all of it, and then we should have a nice solid room right there. There we go. And then we just want to demolish... I just want to demolish the whole wall, honestly. Whole wall goes away. And now this is one big open area here for now. Okay, for this concrete wall, I think maybe we don't need concrete here. I think maybe we could do different colors through here too. Death row walls. Ooh, dark walls. I totally forgot about these. I didn't know they existed. I'm happy that they do. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so this will give us our 2 parole rooms. Not that we're going to need both, but it gives us 2. Let's have the cell doors open into the middle here. So they'll kind of, again, they're locked in their cells. Not like they're going to be necessarily interacting with each other. But if they want to talk to each other through the doors, I feel like you wouldn't want them to do that though, right? I mean, what if they get up to something? What if they get any some crazy ideas? You know? I feel like we wouldn't want them to be able to communicate. We'll have a death row rebellion of 2025. You know? Oh my gosh, look at all those guys. Okay, also, since we're bringing in a whole bunch of people right now, about time to grab my informant so we can get everybody tagged. But we are going to have some things in here. For example, I just saw that we have an ex-prison guard in here. So that guy needs to be protected. Is it you? I think it's you, right? Character, yes, ex-prison guard. So you need to be protective custody. Okay. Snitch, ex-gang member. Snitches are always going to be protective. Double check. Yep. Always. Because we don't want them getting stitches. Suppliers, recruiters, loyal thefts, fearless. Seems are fine. Things are fine. Hello. Oh, you're going to be in here a while. Oh, yeah, we're definitely recruiting you. You're going to be in here a long time. Feeding me information. This guy's a snitch. He needs to be protected. All right, there we go. And that's probably, I think once people get in their cells, I think that's all we're gonna be able to afford there on the protective custody. We'll see. Maybe there'll be more. Got a lot of people coming in here. Prisoner intake still paying me. There we go. Fearless, enforcers. How about gangs? 18 apiece. Oh, we have an officer. We have one officer on blue gang. Has an officer. Okay, hang on a second. Now, what does he look like? Because the symbol's kind of changed. I assume this is bad. We don't want this. This is a really bad area right here. We might want to separate the gangs. Just saying, we might want to separate the gangs. We might want to separate the gangs. For now, like that right there is it's always destined to be a problem. I don't see a symbol. I would have thought it would be like 2 lines instead of 1 kind of thing for an officer, because it says that there is an officer. I'm just not seeing him. Maybe he's not off the bus yet. I don't see any additional buses either. Unless he looks different. Oh, you know what? Maybe the jackals. Maybe the jackals are the ones where you don't know who their leader is. Is that what the jackals are? Hang on. If I click you, you have the traits, right? What's your trait? Sneak thief. All the jackals have the pickpocket ones. No, that's not the right one. Yeah, so that's not the right gang. Okay. So it's one of the other gangs that have that trait. And maybe it's the Vipers. Maybe the Vipers are the ones that have it. Either way, I was hoping to be able to... Oh, there he is. I can see him. Okay, so they put a crown on their head now. He is legendary. Look at him. Oh my god, the traits on this guy. Are you kidding me? Ed Waymark. The traits on this guy. Crazy. Legendary. Extremely strong, tough, volatile, deadly. Volatile, deadly is always the absolute worst combination you could get. It's a complete bullshit trait. It's total bullshit to have this in the same time.